What's up, everybody? We got a fantastic episode for you today. Today, we're going to go over your questions that I get in, not my email, but actually on the YouTube channel. So these are going to be comments that you guys leave in the YouTube channel. This is going to be pretty much a new series. I haven't done one of these. I used to do like viewers most asked questions, which were like kind of repeat questions I would get over and over again. I was just trying to address a bunch of them at the same time. But this video is going to be, we're just going to pull questions up that maybe I don't get as much on, so they don't get as much subject time in my videos. So that's what we're going to do. I got 8 questions laid out here, and we're going to have some fun with it. And the first one up is going to be coming up in a second. But guys, as always, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. I've got hundreds of videos out on this subject, and chances are if you have a question about these plants, I've probably already done a pretty in-depth video on the subject. My videos are usually anywhere from 12 to 20 to 40 minutes long. So whereas today we're going to be going over these questions a few minutes at a time. Most likely if you go to my channel and search it, I've probably already done a video on it. Also guys, if you're looking for any way to support the channel, because YouTube does not allow my channel to be monetized because I show pictures of plants all the time, and they don't like that. So if you were looking for a way to help support the channel, you can find my Patreon. There's always a link to it in the video description below. But without further ado, guys, let's get today's episode started. It's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait to get going with this on you. Let's go. Hey guys, quick side note also, if you haven't yet, could you please go subscribe to my Tarantula and Python channel? You find the link to it in the video description below. Also, I've been buying a bunch of pythons lately, so it looks like I'm probably gonna start getting into ball python breeding also. If you guys don't know anything about it, it's a really cool channel. Check it out. All right, let's get the first question going. All right, guys, so question number 1 should be popping up right here. And it says, "Hey GT, love your content. At what stage do you start watering the whole plant in a 5-gallon pot? Started seed in a final pot, auto from Barney's Farm, purple punch." Well, if you're going to do this, if you're going to take advice from me, I always just water the whole thing right from the start. So I will water this plant. If you don't know, I actually have grows going on right now where I've started an auto in like a 7-gallon pot, and I just water the whole thing, and then I don't water it again until it runs out. And it's usually like, for an auto in a big pot like that, it's usually around 2 to 3 weeks before you even have to water it again. And generally, if I'm going to grow in that big of a pot with an auto, a lot of times I don't even feed the thing the whole dang grow, maybe once. But I know some people like to do a little bit at a time and a little bit at a time. I'm going to tell you guys, it is dangerous if you don't know what you're doing yet, because it's a super easy way to overwater these plants. And if you overwater an autoflower, you might as well throw it out and start over, because if you stun an autoflower, it's game over. So with me, I water till runoff every single time I water, no matter if I'm in a cube, no matter if I'm in a 10-gallon pot, which is only my mother plants. But it doesn't matter. I water the pot till runoff, and then I don't water it again until the pot gets light. If you do it this way, you will never, ever have watering problems, I promise you. And once you get the watering under control, the rest of this is cake. All right, so our next question is straight above us. It says, "Hope to see a video on how to grow mothers. Thanks, man." There's not much to really growing mothers. It is just a plant that is in a perpetual week 3 of veg, if you're going to go according to the nutrient schedules. They don't require any special treatment, anything like that. They're just a bigger version of vegging plants. So the big things with mothers are, eventually they're going to outgrow the size of the area you're in, which is, I mean, usually I keep my mothers for about 1 year to 2 years before I just strip them completely, take a bunch of clones, and then just toss the plant. I don't ever usually flower my mothers just because they're too big. And then, I mean, maybe if you're going to take it outside, you could do that. But for as far as like the treatment and the care of mothers, I usually put them in an oversized pot with some soil, and I stick them in the corner of a room. A lot of times with my mothers, I don't even have them inside of a tent. If you go onto the Instagram or onto our video we dropped last week, It was talking about growing autos and photos in the same place. And you can see I've got some mothers that are just pushed against that back wall. They're just in a bigger pot with some soil. And anytime the soil runoff starts to get a little bit low, I hit them with 500 or 600 ppm of nutrients, which I would just stay on week 3 of the nutrient schedule forever. They never come off a week 3 nutrient schedule. So every time you feed it, it's just week 3 of the nutrient schedule, because it's never going into the transition. So they are locked in a perpetual week 3 veg is what I call it. And there's literally nothing to taking care of them. You know, stick them in a corner, make sure they get 18/6 light that never changes. It's extremely simple. Taking care of the mothers, there's literally nothing to it. Take your clones from it to keep them short. Don't let them grow out of control, and you'll be completely happy, and it'll give you tons and tons of clones. You'll have more clones than you know what to do with. So thank you for the question, SS. All right, next question is right over here. Man, stay on topic. As you can see, this is one of my older videos. I used to have a big problem. I still do pretty much right now, but not as bad. This comment was on the perfect light schedule, and it said, man, stay on topic. If you don't know, I have really bad ADHD and anxiety, so my mind can tend to wander and race, which is actually the exact reason that I choose to have a medical cannabis card. So I do my best, but if you ever hear me in the videos where my, that calm down, focus, pay attention, all that all comes from, that's just stuff that I did, relax, calm down, focus. I used to say that to myself, and then I get upset, and I'd have to go back and edit the videos and reshoot sections, because I was like, oh man, I can't leave that in there. But eventually I just started leaving it in there. That's all stuff I used to say to myself, because whenever I'm talking about a topic that I'm excited about, it's like a runaway train, like a snowball effect going down a hill, and then it just starts going everywhere. So I tell myself, relax, calm down, focus. It was just something I said to myself, and it kind of became, like a mantra, however you say it, for the channel. But I do my best. But if I get off topic, I do apologize. It's going to happen. I can't do much about it, but I try. Row 10. All right, wait a minute. Stop getting ahead of yourself. Focus. See there? Told you, I do it all the time. So my next question is right here. Grow tent. I need help. My seedlings are 21 days old and stunted. I don't know why they aren't bigger. Can you please help a newbie? I've killed 6 rounds. Oof. That's a lot of money. This is round 7. A lot of wasted money. Yeah, see, I told you. A lot of wasted money and too much crap on newts. Yeah, man. The seedling stage is the roughest stage, especially for new people. If your seedlings are not growing and they are short and stunted, you have one of 2 problems going on. Now, I'm going to have to take, some educated guesses here. They're probably pretty accurate, but I will have to take some educated guesses here because I don't have a ton of information on what you're growing with, your setup, any of it. But if I was going to guess, I would say you are watering too often or your light is too close. One of those 2 things. Too much light will keep them from growing up, because if the light is too strong, they will stay short, trying to stay away from it. Or if you are giving them too much water, you are stunting the plant, and you are killing all the root hairs, and they're not able to pick up any nutrients. They can't pick up any nutrients. They can't grow up big and strong. So I'm going to guess it's one of those 2 things. So I'm going to tell you, I have a great video on germination. You should go watch it, follow it to the T, and I promise you, your luck with seedlings will turn around. I promise. All right, another question time. All right, so it's going to be... No, let's do it right there. All right, there it is. I need to get one of each of your tent slabs. Hey, man, I appreciate it. Anybody that wants any of my tent slabs or T-shirts or whatever, you can always reach me at my email right there. It's the number 2, thegrowtent@gmail.com. And I've got, all kinds of tent slabs, T-shirts. We're running really low on T-shirts because we're making room for the new designs that are getting ready to come out. So any of the T-shirts that we have, which is like the Welcome to the Grow Tent one, or the Sparta one, or the PFG one, we're doing a sale for Black Friday coming up. You guys, if you want to get in on it right now before Black Friday, that's fine. My shirts are only 15 bucks. Usually they're 25. We're just selling them out at cost just to make room for the new shirt designs that are coming at the beginning of the year. Or maybe Christmas time, depends on when it gets done. But sometime around then. So if you'd like to get any of my merch, you can just send me an email. Once again, email is right there. Send it to me. We'll get you taken care of. Get you some awesome, awesome merch. We got the best tent slaps in the game. There's not another channel that even comes close to the tent slaps that this head right here comes up with. They can't grow much hair anymore, but it comes up with some really cool tent slaps ideas, and it really, really knows how to grow plants. So send me an email. Thanks for the question, statement. It's kind of a question, kind of a statement. I don't know. All right, this one says, next question is from 7 Monkey. This was on the video called Stop Low Stress Training. A good rule of thumb is low stress training for autos and topping for photos. That's old, outdated information. It's not correct anymore. I top my autos all the freaking time. But just realize the more flowering tops you have, the hungrier the plant will be. So if you have a 3-gallon pot holding a plant with 20 tops, you'll be watering, feeding them daily, maybe more. And fucking 100% incorrect. This is like such old school bro science stuff. It's the size of your plant is directly relative to how much it eats, but having to feed and water them daily in soil is insane. Sorry, monkey, but it is. The amount of tops you have will affect how much food that it needs, but having to water and feed them every freaking day is incorrect. I've been doing this a long time. If you've seen my plants, they have tons of tops. I mean, tons. I fill up entire canopies full of tops. The most I ever water, maybe once every 3 days at the end of flower, and I sure as heck ain't feeding every single time either. So growing in soil, I don't care if my plant has 30 tops or 100 tops. I'm not adjusting the amount of food I give them either way, because it's the size of the plant that I'm looking at, not the number of tops that the plant has. But as far as training on autos, you can top them, you can transplant them, you can do all that stuff. If you don't have a sick plant that's stunted, it'll be just fine. I promise you. You don't need to listen to this stuff. It's old, outdated information. But thank you for submitting the question. I do appreciate it. And thanks for watching the video. All right. So let's get over here. We'll set up. All right. So this one says, this is on nutrients for roses. Plants are worthless ? And his question is, does this information, I'll put it up there, GT, what are you doing? Does this apply to soils like Happy Frog and Ocean Forest? Yes, these are actually the exact soils that I'm talking about whenever I'm talking about doing this on a, where you don't need to feed nearly as much, because these soils like Happy Frog and Ocean Forest already have nutrients in them. They have plenty of runoff in them for 3 to 4 weeks every time you transplant the size. So yes, this does pertain to Happy Frog and Ocean Forest. Now, if you're growing in stuff like cocoa or anything else, it doesn't, because cocoa is an inert media. But for growing in soil, you do not need to feed nearly as often as what some people might think, or what the feeding chart, for goodness sake, says. Especially if you're looking at like Fox Farms feeding charts. Woo, buddy, they go hard in the paint. I have to bleep that out, otherwise YouTube will video. I have to beep that out too, because GT cusses a lot and it's not very good for the videos. But yes, you do. This does apply to that. They already have nutrients in them, so if I'm ever growing in cocoa or an inert media, I feed on a feed, water, feed schedule. If I'm growing in soil, it's mainly a water schedule until I get to about the 3rd or 4th week of flower, where I'm not transplanting anymore. Because every time you transplant, it's about another 3 to 4 weeks of food that you're transplanting in there. And I usually don't feed them for the first time until around week 3 or week 4 of flower, depending on how big the plant is and how fast my runoff numbers start going down. But yeah, that's all there is to that. Not much to it. Calm down, relax, and focus. Don't feed them so much. All right, last question for the video, and it is right here. Happy Frog, or this one's from Andrew Swango. Swango. Potato. If I pronounce that wrong, I apologize. All right, it says Happy Frog is the only soil I frequently find with gnats already established in new bags. I've found it in all of them. I think it's more how the bags are kept and what they kind of went through before they got there. But generally, as long as you follow my few simple steps to like drying your soil out and mixing in some diatomaceous earth, you won't have any kind of overrun craziness problems with fungus gnats. So I found it in all the bags, not just Happy Frog. I don't know if there's a single bag I've ever gotten, or a single style. I've gotten bags without it in there, but I don't know if there's been a single style where I found like, oh, hey, this one never has it in there. At the end of the day, it's all dirt, whether it came from Home Depot, Fox Farm, Bio, it doesn't matter. It's just dirt, that's where bugs live. So there's steps you can do to keep it out of there. But as far as only going to certain brands or certain sections of certain brands, I've never noticed that to be true. But I do thank you for your comment and appreciate the support and for watching the video. So thanks for all of it. Please keep it up and continue. I hope everybody had a fantastic time today like I did. Remember, guys, if you submit your questions, we're going to start doing this once a month where we do viewer video or YouTube comments, and your comment or question might get featured in a video. So if you want a little bit of your name published on YouTube, you can go ahead and throw a question up and we'll see if we can get to it. All right. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. GT.